Yeah, so the San Francisco 49ers, we know they're coming off a rough loss. That's okay. We're going to talk about some different things in this video. Before we get rolling, if you have yet to do it, subscribe to this channel. Me and the other guy we do this channel with, we have a couple of other channels, Sports Talk Detroit, Sports Talk Extra. We were doing Sports Talk Extra, and the 49ers were one of the teams that we did like 10, 11 videos on, and we're like, you know what? They deserve their own channel. We always loved watching the 49ers growing up as well. Lions would play at 1, 49ers would play at 4. It was awesome. So we wanted to get in on this and make a channel with the 49ers, give you a non-biased view of what's going on. And what we see here, and you see it in the title, is that they are going to have to possibly turn to a veteran leader in the secondary. And without further ado, I'm going to check on that. But we also have a unique kind of quote and thing from Brock Purdy as well that I want to talk about in this video. So Niners Nation put out an article, and they talked about Wilks talking about the Isaiah Oliver's the emergency safety if Brown can't play. Logan Ryan, all right, you may recognize that name, would likely get the nod. Ryan received a vote of confidence from linebacker Fred Warner for his communication skills. Now, we're going to read what that vote of confidence is, but first I want to remind you of what you're getting in Logan Ryan. He's never been this guy who's a burner coming out of the backfield, like as in the secondary. He was drafted 10 years ago by the New England Patriots. I believe he is in his 10th or 11th year of playing NFL football. He came here to be a veteran presence in the back end. That's why he's here. He did not come here to start. He did not come here because of his remarkable athleticism. But on his career, he is a guy that has absolutely done some things. He has 32 career interceptions. 19 career interceptions, which is pretty darn solid. He's given up 32 touchdowns. That's on me. All right, but he has 19 career interceptions. He has played 4 years for the Patriots, where he was playing almost 1,000 snaps a season. He then played 3 years for Tennessee, where he got over 1,000 snaps in his third year. Then he played 2 years with the New York Giants, where he got over 1,000 snaps in both of those years. Then last year in 2022, he was with Tampa Bay, got 445 snaps, and now he's with San Francisco. He is a guy that has never been above a 75 via PFF rating and has never been below a 60. So he's just a guy who goes out and consistently produces. The type of player you love to have on your team just in case of things like this, of injuries. So I can't actually show you that one. So we'll go back to the quote that it talks about with Wilks. He said, "Logan has done a great job. I was excited when we got him. I knew at some point in time that he was going to do a great job in stepping in for us. His leadership there." And I talked to Fred. All right, so he was talking about it with Fred Warner about this coming off the field yesterday. And I was like, did you feel and see Logan? First off, let me explain what that means. Did you feel him? Did you see him? In other words, is he talking? Was his presence known? Was he in the right spot? See, as a linebacker, oftentimes you just have to fully trust what your safeties are going to be doing behind you. You have to fully trust, and you can trust them because they tell you what they're seeing, and therefore you know where they're going to be. Now, when you have a guy like Logan Ryan, who's 32, really close to 33, by the way, who has been in the league since 2013, I sure hope you would feel and hear him back there, that you would see him, that you would be able to trust that he's where he's supposed to be because he's been around the block. And Fred said this. He said, yeah, man, he talks. And that's a great sign of a safety. His ability to communicate, particularly when you've got a new guy in there and he's stepping up and doing those things. So I like his presence. This is still Wilks talking. He has skin on the wall, as I call it. He's been around the league for a while, played in a couple of Super Bowls, so he understands the magnitude of where we are at this time of year. I'm not saying that he'll be as good as Jair Brown. That's not what I'm saying here. Okay? But here's what I will feel comfortable saying. Whoever plays safety for the 49ers usually does a pretty good job. they usually do a pretty good job. So when you combine the scheme and what they ask their safeties to do with Logan Ryan's skill set, even if he's lost a half a step, a quarter a step, whatever it might be, he still will play well enough to be a solution. I think of other teams that have done this in the back end of the year where they have a veteran safety coming off the bench. It works well almost every single time. So that's kind of an exciting thing. I did want to talk real quick. I might even do another video on this. Who knows about this? I thought this was great. Again, the SF Niners said Brock Purdy essentially explained he was dealing with quicksand in the game versus the Ravens. Now, this is kind of a funny take on it. He didn't say quicksand, but what he said was like you had to start pressing and you had to feel like you had to do things, and before you know it, you're in over your head. That's what quicksand does, right? You get in quicksand, the more you move, the more you press, the more you try and escape the situation that you're in, the faster you sink. And before you know it, you can't breathe. And that's what Purdy was dealing with. And what that reminds me, and it should remind all of 49er Nation, is this is still a guy in his second year. This is still a guy who has only played, around 23 career games, 24, somewhere in that range. He still is going to have, even the best of quarterbacks have those games where they press and they struggle. All right, so Brock Purdy is going to have those games. The question is, will he make the same mistake twice? Next time he gets in that situation, will he have the confidence to continue to sling it? Right? Will he have the ability to do that? And what I love, and I know you'd rather have the first seed all wrapped up and have no questions on whether or not you're going to be the first seed and all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of nice that he has to go out there against live bullets again, and he has to recover from having a rough game. I think the whole offense could use that. Now, one thing I would do a little less of is Christian McCaffrey. I wouldn't be putting him out there for 100% of the offensive snaps because you want that guy ready for the playoffs. I was just talking to Jason, who does Sports Talk Wisconsin for us. He's a Packer fan. I know, like, man, oh man, isn't it fun? Like, you can set your watch to the 49ers beating the Packers in January in the playoffs. It's so much fun as of recent. The 49ers just have their number. But he was saying that he thinks Christian McCaffrey is the MVP this year. He really does. And that's a guy who you want healthy down the stretch. There's some injuries going on, but there's time for them to heal. You'll be all right for the playoffs, especially if you get that first round bye. So hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you enjoy the content. We'll be bringing you 49ers content every single day. Want to be one of your go-to sources for it. Thanks. See ya.